Hi Pisces, and welcome to your February 2023 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky coming on to talk to you about your month ahead. I hope you're all doing really well, getting closer to your season by the end of this month. What a beautiful Pisces season we are up for coming on. I can't even actually almost comprehend like some of the incredible spiritual, emotional progress we're going to be making come your time of the year. As we move towards Pisces season, and specifically once we get to Pisces season of 2023, there's going to be this kind of like, I don't know, magical feeling where we just can't really deny the best way forward, or we can't any longer like hold back some type of really positive experience. Although before we get to Pisces season, yes, we have to go through Aquarius season, and it will not actually be until March that a lot of people actually realize the weight of possibility or the weight of their options properly. So, yes, Pisces, let's talk all about this with some intuitive messages, a week-to-week tarot forecast, and an extended reading linked below on Patreon. Intuitively, for you in February, okay, we have to be willing to see things realistically. All right, because we have a lot of magic. We have a lot of like dream space. We have a lot of ethereal love coming in by your season. So Aquarius season, right, like January 21st until February 21st, I would really get real if I were you all. I would try to offset this. I would think, okay, what am I putting too much mental, emotional energy into? What is wrong physically? What is right physically? Try to get things logical and squared away in the material plane throughout the first 2 or 3 weeks of February, and then you guys are really just going to be able to like kind of like hold up and do whatever you want during your season and just like understand and birth new dreams or new realities into your life. And I think that that's really what you've been waiting for like 8 or 10 years now. So you are going to be building up through your efforts in February and for quite a long time to that type of life shift, like something that only happens once every like 10 years or something that even longer for some of you. You have a few like loose ends to tie up, though it feels. The Emperor reversed, the Seven of Cups, the Nine of Cups reversed, the Five of Swords. It is kind of like maybe someone made a bad decision on your behalf, or someone has like misused their authority or misused their control in a situation. The Emperor reverse is coming up a lot this month, and it's leading me to believe that a lot of people have like gone crazy with the ego. A lot of people have been like, yeah, I'm going to sign my name, or I'm going to like name drop, or I'm going to show all these people what I'm made of. And that's when the Emperor turns into the reverse, and it becomes like an ego power versus like an actual power. So you want to see that if that's come up in your life, like either in you or if you're recognizing that around you. There is a bigger like game of power or question of, I don't know, like some of the authority in your life. Who are you delegating authority to, Pisces? Are you giving authority away in a way that makes sense, like deferring, okay, or delegating? Look at any delegations in your life. Look at any deferring of energy, deferring of finance, deferring of also like mental, emotional energy. So crying for someone else or feeling bad for someone else, or really allowing other people's situations to cause things to happen in your own life. Okay, we're going to need to see the brakes put onto that type of stuff, because you have a way bigger story that's trying to come through, and I just don't want you guys to like be obsessed with other people's quandaries and like bypass your own dream. So, I mean, we could end the reading there, but we're not going to. We've still got a lot to talk about, but that's like the main thing that you guys have to know building up to your season this year is you don't want to bypass your own dream by living to be other people's therapist, living to be other people's maid, other people's servant, okay? There's an energy like that that's coming through to Pisces, and we do have Saturn moving into your sign, so you can see that people that you've delegated authority to can get pretty crazy over these next few years. Therefore, I would definitely recommend before Saturn goes into your sign, I would take back what authority you have and kind of re-centralize under your own wing. Do you know what I mean? there are a lot of ways that that can be done, but having Saturn going into Pisces, I mean, it's make or break situations for a lot of us. We have to like understand that there are some things that are here in our lives right now that are so scattered or so chaotic that we just have to really pull things back in, withdraw from certain places. Ooh, that's a big thing for a lot of you. But withdraw from certain places, come back to center and look at what we have. Take stock again, kind of like the magician. The magician was coming up for Aquarius this month, and I thought that that was a really great archetype to be leaning into right about now, like getting everything on the table, understanding what you have, and also have you kind of decentralized or put a lot of things like out of your own grasp. That can be strategic, and there are times in life where that's like the right move. But I'm just feeling for Pisces that it's actually better for you all to like kind of pull back to center now. Because with the Emperor reversed coming up like this, of course it depends. Like, sure, there can be maybe just some Pisces out there who are also going like ego crazy as well. But the main thing that I'm feeling is like, okay, you give someone, I don't know, like property to manage and they start acting like they own it, okay? Or you give someone an allowance and they start like spending it on drugs or something. Okay, this is the type of thing that we don't want to happen. All right. And I'm not saying that that's happening. Like, don't let that freak you out if you have like situations where you've like given someone else control of a property, or you're giving someone else like allowance or paying someone else's bills. It doesn't mean that that's happening. But I do feel that it's good to really clean things up and purify and to understand like what your resources are going towards. Are there other people basically like lording around with your resources? That's very possible with Saturn leading into Pisces, and you want to really clear things up. And also make sure like people aren't like driving your car or like using things or using your identity as well. Okay, that's something that you want to keep track of in this digital age as well. It's like who has your credit card, who's driving your car around. Like, don't let it freak you out. Don't let it worry you. Like, there are plenty of people, as I was just saying, like it's not about creating any type of paranoia here. But trust is re-examined during this time. And also like if people are good or if you have people who are trustworthy, you'll just know it and you'll feel comfortable about it. But I just wanted to express that to you. Try to also understand how like all of these things that you have like in the material world, right? Like Saturn coming closer to your sign. Still not there yet, but this is the last month before it's there. Understanding like every material aspect of your life is important so that you don't like lose track of things or things don't get like so chaotic or scrambled that you can't really call on things when you need them. Also, it's good to have like emergency protocols, or it's good to have contingencies. Saturn in Pisces indicates a lot of like movement, okay? Like moving through walls or moving through boundaries, one industry to another or one location to another. It's a very fluid energy. So that's why it's good to have like your resources understood, because all of a sudden someone else owns something that we have or something, or someone else has control of our resources, and we don't want that to happen. So positively, Pisces, in a totally different landscape, in a totally different part of the reading, you have spiritual opportunities now, okay? You have the opportunity to learn about the way that the universe works. So this is way beyond like material or money or resources or anything. This is like keys to life, The more time that you have, the better, okay? The more freedom and unrestricted access to your own spiritual journey, the better. The Hierophant is coming up in a really great position, and I think that a lot of your wealth now, as Saturn moves into Pisces, will come through your spiritual comprehension. So that's why before Saturn goes into Pisces, you kind of want to like get things settled on the material plane so that you can really give yourself the spiritual journey. Let's talk about your week to week. Week number 2, the Emperor reversed or down by the Hierophant. That's exactly what I was just talking about. I'm not going to spend too much time there, but the first week that's really going to come in the first week of February, like the material versus the spiritual, and how, again, it's looking like the material. We don't want to find ourselves in a situation where the material is reversed and we're like coping from the material with the spiritual, though I'd say everyone's doing that right now to an extent. But it also feels like you might have like new faith or new religious values or practices coming in as well. That can also really help to heal any of the confusion you're having at the material level. Week number 2, the 7 of Cups, rooted down by the Strength card. Okay, so having the strength to be in the present is what that's about. Are you in the future? Are you in the past? I feel that Pisces is very timeless, and you want to really get here and now, because there's some type of like story change, or there's some type of like major change that you're either about to go through or have gone through very recently that just requires you to be here for it. Okay. So second week of February, what do you need to be here for? Week number 3, the Empress, rooted down by the Five of Swords. Don't worry about the bad intentions of other people. All right. After you take stock of things, after you do what you can to make sure that things are operating well, you've done your due diligence, relax. Okay. There's also a negative energy that I've felt lately about like checking things too many times or being too OCD with like those details that I was talking about earlier. Also know when you've put things as right as they can be, and now you just have to like rest and let things work themselves out. I'm feeling by your season, by the 3rd week of February, that's what this time is a lot about, is like resting and letting things work themselves out. Okay. Week number 4, the 10 of Pentacles, rooted down by the 9 of Cups reversed. Very nice to have a consolidated household, consolidated ancestral context as well, like honoring your ancestors, praying to your ancestors, knowing their memories, knowing their lives will be very healing for you right now. Understanding that in correlation with like your own spiritual journey and your own material journey as well, will be a great way to really feel wealthy and wise right now. That's rooted down by the 9 of Cups reversed. So it's more important to have these things consolidated than it is to like rely on some other gatekeeper or to rely on someone else to give you favor and give something to you. We have to get ourselves together, and we have to kind of trust in the longer momentum of getting ourselves together. Okay. Anyway, Pisces, let's talk more about this in your extended reading. I'll talk more about entering into your season, and I'll get a central theme into supporting themes, as well as a significator card, and go more into this. For those of you who are new, hit the subscribe button below, and do come and check out the Patreon page and the extended reading to get more exciting premium content for your healing journey. Talk to you soon, Pisces. Have a great month. Bye.